Over a year ago, I made a video on the PSVR2's first year on the market, where I discussed the differences between the two headsets, my favorite games, and then I explained why I was concerned for the future of the headset. Well, another year has passed, so has the PSVR2 finally hit its redemption arc?
No.
Well, all jokes aside, the headset is a lot better this year thanks to it being able to be used on the PC, but the execution could have been a lot better than what it currently is. But before I discuss the PSVR2 on PC, let's discuss what it did on PS5. Well, this year for the headset has been quite uneventful on the console side. For instance, the only games that come to mind being headline drawing was the new Metro Awakening game. But besides this and maybe Arizona Sunshine remake and Legendary Tales, that was really all there was for PSVR2 on console. But we can't forget about the indie developers, because without them, this headset would have had a shorter lifespan than the damn Virtual Boy. Anyways, my favorite game that came out in 2024 was Compound. It's a roguelike boomer shooter that I had a ton of fun with. Now, if you want to see a quick review, I recommend you go watch my video on it here.
And then the smoke got me. I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Oh god. Shifting over to another release I played was Thief Simulator VR, and while the game was alright, but it just felt like another Unity asset flip. I could see this game being a ton of fun with a group of friends, but I personally wouldn't buy it unless it was on sale or if you're a fan of the Thief Simulator games. Now, I also made a review for this game, so if you want a more in-depth look in Thief Simulator VR, you can go watch that here. In my 1 year review video, I made this chart here of my top 5 favorite PSVR games. And after 1 whole year, this is what it looks like now. Yeah, I know. At this rate, we might get super hot in about a year or two. However, this list is now obsolete now, all because of this, the PSVR2 PC adapter kit. Oh.
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
Why the hell do I need to plug in all this stuff? Like seriously? We're back to square one with having to plug a bunch of bullshit in again. What's worse is that this thing costs 80 bucks if you're lucky to find it in retail.
At 1,000.
That's too damn much.
Okay.
Ooh, don't make me cuss.
But I guess this technically solves the issue with the lack of games on the thing, so I guess with the power of the Steam library at my fingertips, let's unbox this puppy and finally play some games. But just a quick side note, I actually got this about 2 months ago, so just ignore the Christmas tree and some of the Christmas sweaters I have in some of the clips. In this video, I finally have in my hands the PSVR2 PC adapter. Opening the box, we get the adapter, external power supply, and a power cord, but what? It doesn't come with the damn display port? So not only do you have to spend $80 on the box if you're lucky, but you also have to supply your own display port? And just an FYI, it has to be a normal one. You see, my sister tried to buy one of those HDMI to DisplayPort cables just so she could use it on her laptop, but unfortunately a message popped up saying that you have to have like a specific display port, so just a heads up if you're trying to use it on something that plugs into HDMI. Anyways, once you get everything hooked up, you'll then need to download the PSVR2 app on Steam. And once you do so, you'll just connect it like you would on a PS5. But that's easier said than done. You see, I had to fight tooth and nail just to get this thing to work. And as a matter of fact, this whole ordeal was a complete disaster. For starters, my controllers just wouldn't work. You can see that Steam recognizes the controllers, but for whatever reason, the PSVR2 startup wizard just wasn't recognizing them. But after restarting the application, I was finally able to get this crap to work, or so I thought. Because once I got into Steam VR, I noticed another issue, that being my right controller wasn't displaying in the game. Now, I believe this is not Sony's fault, as I think my computer's Bluetooth just can't handle having 2 controllers being used at the same time, I think. So I just need one of those Bluetooth cards to help boost the signal. But in the meantime, I just played with the controllers connected via USB cable. But that would become a problem later. Now before I show you the games, there was just this one weird glitch that happened to me when I was restarting my computer with the adapter plugged in. You see, when I restarted my computer, it would not boot back into Windows and it kept showing like this DOS prompt. I didn't take a picture of it, I should have. But the only way I was able to get my computer to work again was by unplugging the adapter from my computer. So if this happens to you when you restart your computer, just unplug it. But anyways, enough ranting, let's finally talk about the games. Ah, fuck me. What the fuck? What the fuck? The first game I decided to play was Skyrim, and it actually ran pretty well without mods. Although I only played through the tutorial of the game. I did beat it on PSVR1, so I'm just gonna assume that this game's pretty good on PC, with or without mods. And with that being said, I'll give this game a pass. And while we're talking about Bethesda, let's move on to my most anticipated VR game on PC that I most hoped to be ported on PSVR2. That being Fallout 4 VR.
War never changes.
You're gonna knock him dead at the Veterans Hall tonight, hun.
You think?
Absolutely. Now get ready and stop hogging the mirror.
Right.
This runs like shit. There's like oh my god, the frame rate is terrible. Now, I wasn't expecting this game to be this bad, and I understand this game has a mixed rating on Steam, but now I totally understand why it has that rating. For starters, this game is running at like 15 frames a second. Mind you, this game's running on a 4070. Dude, oh my god, my frame's running even worse. Dude, this game's running like shit right now. There's so many blocks in my face. Huh? So every time you look around, you can see the borders of the screen trying to catch up with you. It's terrible. It totally kills your immersion. And it's like someone is holding the monitor in front of you, and every time you look around, the guy is trying to catch up with you. It sucks. But looking aside from performance issues, this is just not a good VR port. For instance, using melee weapons is somehow worse than in Skyrim. And also, guns just float in the air when you use them, which is not very immersive. Oh my god. This game's running like fucking ass. But one thing I find extremely annoying is the Pip-Boy. Give me the Pip-Boy. Holy fuck. The thing that pisses me off about the Pip-Boy is the fact that you have to look under your wrist instead of on top, like how everyone else uses it in the Fallout franchise, which is just dumb. Even after installing some mods, I was only able to get the game to run at 30 frames, barely. But after trying to deal with the raiders in Concord, I decided not to pursue and playing this garbage anymore. No. No. Nope. No. I'm telling you, I was so pissed that Fallout 4 was that bad. And I know in the clip it looked like I wasn't even hitting the raider, but I was worried about hitting my desk, and also the controllers are connected to my computer. But anyways, very disappointing. This is an epic fail. It's working. Speaking of disappointments, I want to briefly talk about Minecraft VR, or Vivecraft as it's called, because I wasn't able to get the game to work correctly. As you can see here, whenever I finished loading the game, I was just stuck in this black abyss where I couldn't do anything. Okay. What's going on? And this sucks because this version of Minecraft would have looked awesome, especially compared to Minecraft on the PSVR. Anyways, I won't be passing or failing this because I think this is just a me problem. So yeah, moving on to the next game that I was surprised to have a VR mode is BeamNG Drive. Here we go. Down the big ramp. Oh shit. Okay. Full send. Full send. Oh yes. Oh shit. Oh shit. I can't see. Oh, we're over. It's really dark. Ah, shit. Now, I love this game because it has its very realistic car physics. But when I found out it had a VR mode, I was very excited to try it out. Grandma, what are you doing? Oh! Oh! Yeah, I'd survive this crash. That was until I realized you have to run the game using the Vulkan renderer. The only problem with this is that when you're running the game on Vulkan with VR mode and recording on OBS, it makes the game run even worse than Fallout 4. God. Oh my god. My computer sounds like a jet engine now, dude. Oh god. Alright, here we go. Now, luckily, by lowering all graphics settings, I was able to get the game to run at a smooth 50 frames per second. Oh, yeah. Here we go, here we come. Full send. Alright. Off the road, bracing. Oh, shit. Oh, God. Oh. Oh. Oh, my God. Ah, okay. I see the issue here. You know what? This game gets a pass too. It's a lot of fun. Sure, there's not a whole lot to do in the VR mode. But hell, it's BeamNG Drive in VR. It's fucking awesome. Now, I wouldn't tell people to go out of their way to buy this game just for the VR mode, because the Vulkan render is quite taxing on your FPS and your GPU. And mind you, I'm running this on my PC that has a 4070. Anywho, the last game I'll be talking about is Half-Life Alyx. Now, this game is absolutely gorgeous, and it's really cool to actually be in City 17. Now, a quick side note, I only played this game for about 50 minutes, because I didn't want to spoil anything for my playthrough that I'll be doing later. But from my quick experience of playing this game, it's a lot of fun, especially if you've played the previous Half-Life games. And as for the gunplay, it feels quite similar to Arizona Sunshine, which is pretty good. One thing I thought was quite funny was during the tutorial, I got stuck on this ledge part and it took me over 20 minutes to figure out how to get over it. It was really funny.
Close to my lab. Keep following the drone. We'll figure out what to do.
Russell, what did you guys find back there?
Well, that's the crazy thing. I don't know. Just blurry pictures of a building.
The Citadel?
No, something else. And whatever it is, they're going to kill anybody who saw it. And anybody who knows anybody who saw it. Which means us and your dad.
What the fuck? Ay. Well, that's pretty much it. Personally, I think the PSVR2 has had a great year this year, with the ability to finally use the headset on PC, but on the console side, It's very disappointing. Looking ahead to 2025, there was only one PSVR2 game mentioned in this February's State of Play, for a game called The Midnight Walk, which is a pretty cool horror game set to release on the 8th of May. But even that game can be played without a VR headset, not to mention that it's also coming to PC with a VR mode, so that means there's literally no PSVR2 games that we know of releasing this year. So yeah, if you're at all interested in buying a PSVR headset, don't. It's not worth it. Unless you're buying it used, because if you go on eBay right now, you can literally see people trying to sell the headsets for half of its retail value. Like, you know this thing's not doing well when in only 2 years, it's lost half of its retail value on the used market. And I find it nuts that Sony's not slashing the prices on these things on retail. Like, excluding the Christmas deal where it's like $100 off. Like, literally, these things are rotting on store shelves. No one's buying them. But let's say you finally get your hands on the headset. Is it even worth it? Not really. There's only 3 standout exclusives that come into mind. That being Gran Turismo 7, Resident Evil Village, and Resident Evil 4. But even all 3 of those games can be played without the VR mode. And no, I'm not counting Horizon Call of the Mountain, okay? That game's just a climbing simulator. But besides those, like, 4 games, everything else on the PSN store is also on the Steam store and then some. So you tell yourself, okay, I'll just play some PSVR2 games on the PS5, and then when I finally get a PC, I'll play some cool Steam games. Alright, well guess what? You're now paywalled to $80 to get a stupid breakout box when you can just buy a $500 MetaQuest and just plug it into your computer without buying a stupid adapter. So at that point, why even bother buying this when you can just get a Valve Index or even a MetaQuest for that matter? So what I'm getting at is, the only reason why you'd buy this is if you already had this and you didn't have a headset to play PC VR games with. Oh god. Look, the future for PSVR 2, or PSVR for that matter, is looking pretty grim. Maybe when GTA 6 comes out, it might have an exclusive PSVR 2 mode. Or maybe when the next Resident Evil game comes out, it might have an exclusive mode like the previous games have. But I guess that's it for the PSVR 2's second year review. Hopefully there will be a third one if Sony just doesn't straight up cut support for the headset. Like, I can kind of picture maybe in like May or June, Sony will announce saying, and they're gonna cease production of this, and it's just gonna be heavy discounts. But I guess that's it for the video. So I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, drop a like, and I hope to see you guys around. Hopefully for year 3.
Hey, bro, you want to come to my house and watch a movie with me tonight?
Dad!
Yeah.
Dad!
What?
There you go with that Diddy shit again. Cut it out.
What Diddy? What is you talking about? What do you mean?
You on the phone, ask somebody, come watch. You talking to a dude talking about, come watch a movie with me. Cut that shit out.
What's wrong with that? We just.
Cut it out.